YouTube. Got a little video here. I was telling everybody the other night I'm getting ready. I'm just trying to get everything together to move over to Rumble and kind of just start over, I guess. What'll be over there? I mean, I got some subscribers, but maybe trying to build from the ground up. I'm tired of the blackball bullshit on YouTube, and it's just a trash, inferior product. It has been for a long time. There was really nowhere to go. Now there's plenty of places to go. So, holy moly, man, it's out of control. And I'll say a couple things. HDP put out a pretty good video earlier. I couldn't really contest anything in that video, but you know me, I'm the last person to stick up for the cops. I'll be the last person to stand up for the federal government. But the federal government's out. Of course, I'm gonna lose signal. God, dude, it's just crazy. Next, waste I get some more bars here. You know, I'm the last person, like I said, to ever stick up for the federal government and federal government overreach. God, dude, is just looking to just crash, I guess. People are fucking idiots. The weather's horrible out here, and people are just fucking morons. I'm about to run out of gas. I might want to get some gas somewhere. Holy moly, what am I doing? Just got me close. Passed up a bunch of gas stations, didn't even get no gas. But, either way, so, you know, but for once they are doing their job, right? And the states, the communist states, are trying to fight back against it. They're weaponizing the people, stirring them up, and they're not, you know, people say inciting violence. They are doing calls to arms. They are doing call to arms videos. There's people on TikTok and Instagram and openly advocating for killing these agents. The videos are out there. They are saying that that's what they're going to do. Can you imagine if anybody on the right talked like that? That's how you know that the left is still in power. They still control everything. All the levers of government, the media, blah, 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 everything, you know, because they're allowed to talk violent, right? They're allowed to perform acts of violence, and no. I wish. What up, Mr. LBRSDI? I wish that more ICE agents would deport more of these communists to hell. I want the illegals gone, and I want the people supporting them. I want the seditious fucks gone. So ICE deported a communist agitator to hell yesterday. So there needs to be more of that. There needs to be lots more of that. Because if it was me and you doing any of these acts, impeding, blocking, all this kind of shit. Lavoy Finicum got murdered for stepping out of his vehicle and, you know, I guess walking towards agents that had ambushed them. But Lavoy wasn't doing convoys, blocking federal officers and creating, a hot pocket. Lavoy wasn't doing none of that. The Bundy Ranch people weren't doing none of that, you know. And you had people shot, you had people arrested. You had all types of craziness. But leftists are allowed to go above and beyond. They're allowed to go out there and actually commit acts of violence. They're allowed to go on the internet and call to arms for acts of violence. You know, they're so emotional right now. They are so emotional. And so you can see that in the videos that they're putting out, how emotional they are, how emotionally damaged these people are, how emotionally bankrupt these people are. They're fucking demons. They're demons. They're demons. They're communists, and there's really no difference between communists and demons. They're all the same shit. So I imagine, what up, Carlos? Your comment's long. I ain't gonna be able to read it. I'm driving, but um, not only are they doing what they're doing, state government, right? You have the mayor, you have local governments. The local government are backing these mentally unstable people, right? Liberty. Um, they're putting them on mission. They're winding them up, and they're they're out in public. These people are fucking crazy. It's and duped and brainwashed and. What up, Guerrero? Your name's long as hell. I can barely see it. I'm driving. Am I back on the clock or what? Jeez. Just what a fucking shit show it is. That's another thing about YouTube. It's just a fucking garbage ass app. You got 2-3 bars and you're buffering. Maybe I got signals now. Maybe I got signals now. Maybe. So before I got cut off, I was just saying that the communist left, they're totally backed by the politicians in their state, so they're definitely emboldened, and they're crazy. They're, they're batshit crazy. Not in a scary way, only for the fact, not in a scary way at all, but for the fact that they're emboldened and they're backed up by their leaders in these different states, they're going to do something fucking crazy. They're not sane people. They're mentally insane. I mean, if you don't know what gender you are, you have mental illness. Like somebody that has schizophrenia or any other mental illness. But like the deep end, you're off the deep end when you don't know what gender you are. So I think that's pretty crazy that the politicians would rile these people up and then kind of turn them loose out there in public, because they're gonna, every time the Democrats encourage violence, the left steps up and they fulfill that call to arms. I think it's crazy and stupid that the leftist leaders have, the trannies on the ground and all that, inspired, propagandized, brainwashed into thinking that they could beat in a civil war the people on the right. Like, it's not happening. It's not happening. Maybe if the U.S. military ends up backing leftists, maybe then the leftists have a chance. But I think it's criminally insane to try to weaponize and brainwash your people into thinking that they should fight the other half of the country and that they even stand a chance in winning. So I'm watching the videos come out. I mean, these people on the left are so emotionally bankrupt and just batshit crazy emotional that they are going to get themselves hurt. They're going to get ICE officers hurt. And, it's not like it's going to take a huge catalyst to spark this thing off against each other. I was saying earlier before I got cut off is pray for peace, but prepare for war, because you're in their sights. People on the right, no matter how much people talk shit and everything, and I mean, I got my beef with the right too, but nobody on the right is calling for violence against people on the left. The worst thing that people on the right say is, good, deport the illegals and deport the commies. I'm with that. I think that if you're going to be a seditious traitor, that's not freedom of speech. You're undermining this country. You're undermining the Constitution, and you need to be picked up by ICE, by Border Patrol. I don't think you even need a trial. I think you need to go straight to CCOT. I think you need to be in CCOT with all the MS-13 members. I mean, that's who you're vouching for anyway, so why not get a first-class ticket to go sit in prison with the people that you're out there vouching for, rioting, all this over American citizens? I just seen a video here just a second ago. You got these so-called veterans that come out and they support the violence against ICE. They support open borders, all this crazy shit. And then, they lend their 2 cents. Well, when I was in Afghanistan, we didn't wear masks. And these guys are out here wearing masks. They should be in low-vis armor and blah, blah, blah. It's like, motherfucker, shut the fuck up. When I hear a leftist veteran, supposedly, I don't even believe that they're a veteran, honestly. I think it's fucking malarkey, to use somebody's word I heard yesterday. I think it's crazy. And, maybe you have a traumatic brain injury if you're a fucking leftist. I mean, I don't know what it takes to be that stupid, I think we could be all in the center and agree that the government's fucked up. This country's fucked up. We got to do something. But the last thing we need to do is be fighting each other, I mean, if that's the case, if that's where we're going, that's just where we're going. There ain't nothing nobody can do about it. But maybe this will blow over. I just don't see it. I mean, the left is looking for a reason. You had people out in the streets last night saying that the Trump administration needs to be toppled. So, the leftists in 2020 had a coup d'etat to overthrow the will of the people. And now they're openly in the streets calling to overthrow the government. And what? And install what? Overthrow the government and install what? I mean, I'm trying to turn over a new leaf and be more loving, right? And be more, just like a damn non-hateful person. But I fucking hate you communists. I hate you so fucking bad. I don't know. How does God feel about communists? I wish it said in the Bible. But it's bad out there, folks. It's really, really bad. And so the one time when maybe the federal government is doing what they're supposed to, you have everybody in these local governments trying to stop or impede or challenge what folks are doing. And it's pretty disgusting, honestly, because they complain that the federal government, doesn't do enough or does too much. And the one time that they're on their A game, like HD was saying, leftists want to attack them and overthrow the government. It's just, where are we at, folks? I don't think it's going to take a huge catalyst to get this thing where, people are fighting with each other out in the streets. I don't think it's that long till we start seeing pallets of bricks in cities, and then guys pulling up and opening trunks like they did in Ukraine, pulling up, opening their trunks and handing out weapons and doing all types of crazy stuff. There's a huge fucking problem in this country. Trump is to blame for a bunch of it, in the fact that while he's concentrated and so focused on everything overseas and everything that Lindsey Graham and Israel is trying to get America to do, you're missing the boat. You're missing the big picture. The enemy is here. The enemy is within. The sedition, the treason, the most scariest of bad things is here. We can't be defeated from the outside, but we're being defeated from the inside, and the crazies are here. So while he's blackbagging and snatching up Maduro and all this other crazy shit, and people on the right are cheerleading it, people on the right are missing it. You're missing it. How can they lock up a bunch of fucking crazies on the left if our agenda is to do shit overseas and not take care of our own housekeeping? I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. I'm kind of rambling because I lost everybody, but let me know what you think. Peace.